Hey everyone, it's Lydia, and today's video I'm going to be talking about my experiences with receiving a double dose of Pfizer vaccine. I have received both doses of Pfizer vaccine, and yeah, basically just going to tell you my experiences and not exactly like telling you guys where I got it from, but I'll be describing like how the place was set up, the staff, etc. Okay, to be honest guys, I'm actually quite tired and I'll just do my best to kind of be more alive in this video. My first vaccine, Pfizer vaccine, was back in, I got it towards the end of August, the first one. And then the second vaccine, I got it towards the end of September as well. So apparently when you get vaccine, the name of the vaccine that you receive, you have to wait I think depends on which vaccine you get. There's actually a time period of where you've got to wait a few weeks and then you get the next one, which is the second dose. So for mine, I think you got to wait 3 weeks in between. There has to be 3 weeks gap before you receive the second one. My experience, so the first one, they have huge, I don't even know what it's called, but I'll kind of put the photos here. So it's this thing, this shady area, and then they have chairs, a lot of chairs, and this is a huge tent, and they're chairs, and they had numbers, I went 1 hour earlier, so it was actually pretty crazy. And before I even had my first vaccine, I was truly nervous. I was oh my gosh, how am I gonna be feeling and stuff were actually pretty good. It was a lot of people for all of these appointments. Then my time came with a whole lot of group of people, and we crossed the road, and then we had to go through this maze of it's kind of weird because there's a lot of people, and then events you kind of line up for some kind of game or something, so it's kind of that. So you went through, and after that went through, sanitize our hands, people when you meet, and we also mandatory have to obviously wear face masks as well, whatever face mask you have. Oh, actually, before we went in to get our ticket scanned, they were asking me oh, is this your first or second dose? And I'm first dose. So they gave me a sticker on my, they just gave it to me, so I stick it on myself. So apparently there's a different sticker when it comes to first or second dose. So that was my first experience from receiving my first vaccine, my first dose. So they gave a sticker. Then I went and then had to scan the code or whatever they did in this machine, and we went through, and then we kind of sat down rows of chairs. We sat down there, and it didn't even take a minute or two. Sat down, not even that long. After that, then the lady said, "Oh, you can come through now." So we went, just kind of lining up. They were literally a lot of people, nurses set up there at the desk, and then they had a description, they had the computers. It was basically it was set up an office, but it was more it was kind of different. So it was set up like that, and so the lady showed me all these, obviously when it comes to getting your vaccine, you need to have proof of ID to show that this is you, and at least photo ID that shows your face, what you look like, and also more details, so you can kind of so you can match the description on the system. From my first vaccine, they showed me the needle, whatever you call it, and they actually showed the name of the vaccine as well as the expiry date. From what I saw and from what I can remember, they showed it to me because with needles, or any type, or even it's just a blood test or whatever, I don't know why, but I tend to look away because I don't even want to see it. Okay, so because of that, I looked away, and then the nurse was actually really lovely, the one that I got my first dose of vaccine. So yeah, she showed me oh look, the name of it and the expiry and some other information. I think it was my information, date of birth and full name. And I'm yeah, okay. So then after that, then she put it in, and when she put the needle in, I felt the moment that it actually literally just injected into my arm. It was a little bit paining, and then then I was wow, I can feel it actually hurts. And then I said out loud, the nurse heard me, and then she's yeah, that's quite common. So she took it out, and she put the band-aid. So yeah, then after that, then we went to sit on this area. So I had to wait 15 minutes, by the way. Had to wait 15 minutes wait, like if there's anything wrong, put your hand up, ask, how you feeling. For me, I was fine. After 15 minutes, then I went back home. And yeah, so that was the first dose of vaccine. Yeah. The second dose of vaccine, like, I got there like, I think I got there like 5-10 minutes probably around the time that I was supposed to get my vaccine. And apparently, yeah, the nurse was, well, I won't say the nurse. I don't even know if she was a nurse, it was just a GP. But anyway, so she there, and then all these other people that were there before me, they had the vaccine. I was still waiting. And probably like around half an hour later, I waited. I'm like, why haven't they called me? And then the guy that was doing the vaccine, he thought that my name was the person that he mentioned, but I'm like, no, that's not me. So then after that, I received a private number. I think the reception or the doctor or whoever called me from the office. She called me a private number, like kind of confirming my details. She came down. Yeah, so she's like, oh, sorry for the delay. She checked my photo ID, like my driver's license, and then yeah, we went to the tent, and then she put the inject there, and then again she gave me the information about side effects, blah blah blah, the usual thing. And after that, obviously you have to wait 15 minutes, and yeah, I was all good. So basically, both receiving both vaccines, lovely stuff. They were so lovely, patient and stuff. And yeah, receiving both doses, I felt little pain. But from the first vaccine, I actually felt pain from the moment it was injected in me. But the second one, I didn't feel any pain. But mine was like paining for a bit, like for another 2-3 days. And then yeah, it was basically done. So my body reacted fine to it. That's actually what I want to share with you guys. Well, I got the vaccine because this damn government rules. It's not a law, it's just a rule, so you can have some freedom. I didn't even want the vaccine in the first place, but because of this whole rules about getting to go out and hang out with family or friends after weeks or months of lockdown, that's one of the reasons why I got the vaccine. And also because I want my freedom, and it's affecting my health as well, or mainly my mental health. So yeah, that's my experience and my story. So thanks guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next new video. Okay, bye guys.